Alright, first thing, we're going to start coming up with a game plan. I do know that I want to put expanded metal in these doors in the center opening. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I decided to go ahead and cut out majority of the center of these sections while they're still mounted in place. It's just going to be a lot easier than trying to clamp them down to a workbench, put spacers behind them so the blade doesn't hit the table, and so on. So I'll just cut them out in place. I'm going to go ahead and remove this center section. I decided to go ahead and get rid of the legs. I'm going to build a custom base for this piece out of steel. Here's the idea I came up with for the base. It's kind of hard to explain my thought process on this, but it'll all make sense here soon. Man, this CNC has opened the door for so many creative projects. Alright, now what you didn't see here is I ended up taking my router and routering out the center of these. Then I just cut the expanded metal to fit and used my electric stapler to staple everything in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the doors back on and check the fit and drill in some holes for the hardware. As soon as I seen this piece with the round openings on the top and bottom, I immediately knew that I wanted to put gauges in those spots. Now I'm going to go through and start sanding the top down. We're not going to stain it just yet. We'll wait to do that towards the end. So I'm just going to tape it off so I don't get any overspray on it. I have an idea for some decorative pieces I want to put in the ends, so I'm using a 5-inch hole saw. Now I'm going to go through and use my favorite red primer to get everything in prime and start putting some industrial decor on here. Now you can start seeing how the legs are coming together. These are those decorative pieces I was talking about that I wanted to put on the ends. Not sure what you would call these, but it just gives it kind of an industrial feel to me. These are some plates I made to bolt the wheels onto the bottom of the legs. This way, if the people that purchase it want it to be shorter or don't want the legs on there, they can easily take them off and put a pad underneath. Now just go through and weld everything up. Some more ideas for decorative pieces that I made with the CNC machine. I want this to kind of have a look like those legs retract up into the piece. Now I'm just using some of my wood gears. I have an updated design of these gears now that I am offering for sale. So if you are interested in getting some of these so you can do your own steampunk piece, I have those listed on my Etsy store. Now time to take it all back apart and get it ready for paint. I go through, put everything into a flat black. This is just going to be our base color, and then we're going to go through and add a bunch of distressing and color on top of it. I was taking a little bit of mineral spirits and wiping off the copper pipes, leaving a little bit of the black residue on there to give it some age. Now I'm going to go through and do what's called dry brushing. It's pretty much just getting the tip of your brush just barely wet and then dry brushing it over the piece, and all the raised parts will have the paint on them and all the lower parts will stay dark. This gives it a very realistic metal look. Now I'm going through and adding a little bit of copper and brass colors to the piece. Now time to go through, do a little bit of airbrushing, make it look old, gritty, and aged. Now seal everything off with a satin poly. This is going to bring out the details even more, but more than anything, it's going to add that protective layer of coating to it. Now it's finally time to stain that top. Okay, we have some really great news. We have finally decided to move all of our animal content over to its very own channel called the Mastiff House. This, of course, will feature our mastiffs and our sheep and lambs and all of their shenanigans, but the main content of the channel is going to be all the fosters we take in, and especially the ones that are up and ready for adoption, so we can try to help get them seen and get some help for the rescue and our fosters. So if you are a fan of Colossus, our big mastiff, and all of our other animals, please make sure you go over, like, subscribe, and follow that page, and we'll see you over there. Now let's see how this piece turned out.